Hey guys, we're here, Floss and Found. I'm Stitching May.
I'm Sunshine, or Sunny.
Sunshine, Sunny.
Whatever you want to
Do
call
you hear
it.
me? Sunshine, Sunny. And we're here to make our first video. Some of you know me. I have a Flosstube already, Stitching May. But this is our first video together. We are Floss and Found.
Yes.
Sunny and May for Floss and Found. And we've decided that we're just going to do some videos and kind of do the Stitch With Me format to where we stitch and we just chat about randomness. Anything and everything, whatever comes up. So grab you a cup of whatever beverage you want. Water. At the same time. And grab your stitching and sit down and enjoy. Feel free, if you have any comments, of course, for what we're talking about, feel free to comment below. We would love to be able to interact with you, answer questions, that kind of stuff. We're just kind of doing a laid back format where we sit and stitch. Stitch.
She stitches. I attempt to stitch because I'm not very good at this yet.
She is very new. This is her first and only project. It is from it's sideways.
Oh, sorry.
Go closer. It is from the Daily Cross Stitch. It is Sunshine. Do it again. And a Little Hurricane. Okay, that's the pattern. Oh, mixed with a Little Hurricane.
Yeah.
And she got that one for like $1. You can go and get patterns from them for like $1, but let me tell you, I just subscribe to them. It's like $10 a year, maybe $2 a year, and you get access to all of their patterns. I'll drop a link to that below as well. And they've got a lot of cute patterns. I usually go to that if I'm teaching somebody to stitch because they've got quicker, easier patterns. I'm working on Tree of Hope. It is my prompt for a Monopoly game that I'm in. Why are you pulled back? I'm going to elbow you.
Just in
She's
case.
getting ready there. This is where I currently am. I'm going to work. I've got the whole, is that a canopy of a tree?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I would call it.
Done, except for the beading. There'll be beads in this. So I'm coming down, finishing out the trunk of the tree, and there's a little butterfly down here, or a bee, and a flower, and then there are two ladies, and then
I think it's a butterfly.
I say that's all, and I'll be done. Considering I've worked on this since 2017, who knows when it'll get done.
And I've worked on this for 2 weeks.
So see, you were closer to a finish on that one, percentage-wise, than I am on this one. There's that.
There's that. There is that.
So
what do you want to talk about?
I don't know. I guess we should say how we came up with Floss and Found first. I mean, we were just looking for random names, and we were looking for kind of play on stuff. Yeah. And a lot of the stuff was actually taken. Mm-hmm. And then we kind of stumbled upon Floss and Found, and we both do love true crime.
Yes.
And we thought that if our channel takes off, that we may eventually start talking about some true crime, maybe do some missing people cases or something. I don't know. We don't know for sure yet, but we thought that would at least leave that open for that if we wanted to.
Sure. Well, I guess we can talk about the kittens.
Oh yeah, that's how because we joked about how it was going to end up. That made our name. Go ahead, you start.
Well,
because it started with you.
Yeah.
It just finished with us.
Yeah. One day last week, when I was leaving my house, there was what I thought was a bird in my carport. But then when I kept listening to it, I realized it was a little bitty kitten. And the mama cat was there, and basically the kitten had just been born, like right before that. So I left, and then when I came back, there was another kitten. So she was in the process of giving birth that whole time I was gone. Did I leave again?
I know that you said you came out when she was gone.
Yes. I ended up leaving again, and she was gone at that time, but there was 2 kittens in the original spot where she was, and then there was a 3rd kitten underneath the car. And I was like, okay, how did it get that far? But anyways, that's another long story. But I picked it up and put it back with the other 2 kittens, and I left for a little while, came back, and the mom still wasn't with them, so I thought that they had been abandoned anyways, I kept checking on them throughout the day, and I never noticed her coming back. She may have in the middle of the night, but I'm not sure. But when I got up the next morning, she still was not there.
When you went to get the...
Yeah, that's when I left, and when I came back, I stopped and picked up like a bottle feeding kit and some, I don't know, some kind of mix stuff that's for any kind of animal. And so I tried to feed them when I got back to the house very unsuccessfully. I think one kitten might have gotten a little bit of whatever that stuff is, but it was not easy. But anyways, fast forward
to later that night, we
Yeah.
ended up coming over to help work on a safe that we had sold, and it was a whole thing. And she mentioned, did you see the kittens in the garage? And I was like, no. And she's like, yeah. She said, I saw them the other day, and the mom cat was there, and then she was gone, and I got the milk, and I tried to feed them. And she said, I don't know what I'm doing. And I was like, well, they're new, there's a lot of care for, those baby kittens. And she said, I went to feed them a second time, but the mom was back. And she said, but now the mom's gone again. I don't know what to do with all these cats. Like, she was kind of...
freaking out.
I don't want to say freaking
Well,
out.
not freaking out, but
A little overwhelmed.
I was concerned.
Concerned, overwhelmed.
Yes.
So then right as we were leaving, she was showing us her backyard. And I said, is that the mom cat? Because there's this cat sitting down on her lower deck. That's like... lower deck. On her lower deck, and the cat's like just staring at us, meowing, like making eye contact.
Like she was in distress.
And I was like, is the cat friendly? And she's like, well, no. I mean, she's not unfriendly, but you usually can't get close to her. She belongs to my neighbor, I think. And I said, well, like, it's like she's wanting to get our attention or something. I said, let's go down there and check on it. And my husband and my son and me, Connor, immediately roll their eyes because they swear that that's how I'm going to die. I'm going to pet something I'm not supposed to pet. Like, they've joked that I'm always wanting to pet something. That's how I'm going to die. I'm going to pet something I'm not supposed to pet, and I'm going to die. And so they roll their eyes, and we go down to see this cat, and this cat's like still staying right up on us. And all of a sudden, I hear a baby kitten. Or did you hear the baby? One of us heard the baby kitten.
We may have heard about the same time, I guess. I don't know.
And so then now we're looking for this baby kitten as we're walking around, and you found it.
Yeah.
In between her pool and her deck, in a spot that was this big.
Yeah.
Like this big.
So, yeah.
And then
the adults
try to get to it first. She was too tall. I was too wide. And Scott's like, there's no way I'm getting back there. So my son finally, whenever I got as close, I mean, I could have gotten back there if I had to. I could have like laid on my side and crawled through the red mud of this area.
Yeah.
And gotten to this kitten. But my son finally, he gets back there, and he's like my height and like this wide. But he gets back there and he gets the cat. He at first was convinced that the mother cat was going to attack him because we had put the mama cat down to try to see if she would get the cat. And she turned and looked at us like, what the heck do you want me to do about it? Like, yeah, I see it. Can you get it?
Yeah, like, don't be out here, people.
This is why I wanted you. So Connor gets the cat, but he can't turn around either way. Like, that's how tight it was. He couldn't spin back around to walk out. So he hands the cat through the decking, and then he comes out, and the mom cat comes out, but she won't go with us.
Yeah, we did.
Like, I'm like, come on, here's your baby. Come on, let's go back to your babies. And I don't remember. Eventually, Scott picked her up, didn't he?
Yeah, he finally picked her. Well, she kept walking over to that bench. Remember? That's another story. But anyways, finally you told him to pick her up. So.
And he carried her around. So we got her back with the first 3 babies and now this other baby. Mm-hmm. And like, I'm forcing her to lay down and she keeps trying to get up. I'm like, no, you've got to feed these babies. Mm-hmm. Like, you got to feed them. And laying down, she keeps trying to get up, And meanwhile,
Scott and Connor go down to
wash his shoes.
Connor's shoes, yeah.
And Connor comes flying back up and he said, Mama, there's another cat. And he said, Dad thinks it's a tree frog. And I think that, because Scott said that he thought it was a frog. Connor heard the cat and Scott thought it was a tree frog. And I think Connor thought that Scott wasn't going to look for the cat because he thought it was a frog. But literally Scott was actually looking for it. And So you ended up going back around because she didn't want to leave the mom cat alone because she was afraid she would get gone again, and then now we're gonna be looking for the cat and have more kittens. So I stayed with the mama cat, trying to get her to feed them, move around the blanket in the basket, get her, and like she kind of seems like she's starting to realize what she's supposed to do. Like she's laying down and letting them start to nurse, but then she starts to get up again. And then y'all come around.
Yeah. Well, in the meantime, while I'm down there trying to find this 5th kitten, it was under a bench, but it was wrapped up in a pool cover that was underneath the bench, and we had to scoot it out and try to maneuver because I didn't want it's so tiny. I didn't want to hurt it. So finally, I did manage to find it and picked it up and
brought it back. And like as soon as she saw that 5th kitten, she just lay down and rolled over, was letting them feed, and everything was fine. She was letting us pet her, and she kept looking like, do you see him? Do you see him? They're all here. And like started licking them, and she was fine with us being there. And then you said, a
very sweet moment. But,
and then she stayed.
Yeah, she stayed that night. And then the next day I decided to contact my neighbor to see if it was indeed their cat. And
it was.
Sure enough, it was.
So she came and got the mama and the kittens.
Yeah.
We have since contacted her, and all but two have passed. One of them is the light gray one
that we rescued last.
The last one that we rescued, or that they rescued. And then one of them is one of the dark ones. We are telling ourselves is the one we rescued. We don't know for sure because like 4 of them looked like.
Yeah, they were really dark in color and
looked
alike.
And there was that one random light gray tabby. Mm-hmm. And but so far there are 2 that are living. We're telling ourselves that it's the 2 that we saved to where we feel better. The owner said it was her first batch of kittens, right? And you said that you looked back at the camera.
Yeah, I looked back at my cameras just to see if she had actually abandoned them, but then like a storm had come and she was up under my porch, so I think during the storm she probably gave birth to those other 2 kittens down there is what I'm thinking.
So you think she gave to the kittens underneath the porch second?
That's what I think, yeah.
Okay. See, I thought at first maybe she had given birth to the first 2, didn't know what in the world to do.
Yeah.
Ended up under your porch, gave birth to the other 3, and then was like, wait a minute, let me go get those other 2. I don't know.
And that's possible, but I don't know. Who knows? It's a theory.
It was crazy. But as we left, I was like, hey, we've left up to, that was the day after we decided to make the channel and named it Floss and Found. I was like, we've lived up to our name, Floss and Found, because we found these cats and hopefully saved them. So there's that. So you went from having 2 cats to having a mama and 3 cats to having a mama and 5 cats, back to just having your normal 2 cats.
To having just my 2 inside cats, Bowser and Missy.
Yes, and I have Vader and Goose somewhere. Goose is and Vader. But that's that crazy story.
It was, a lot of drama.
That's crazy. And trying to get Connor, he was completely like, I don't want to say my kid's afraid. That's not right. But he doesn't like spiders. And he was, no offense to your
I don't like spiders either.
No offense to your underdecking and under porch area, but it was a little spidery down there and snaky.
I was saying undercarriage.
Your undercarriage is spidery. But
sorry. Anyway.
But like it was very spidery, and I was really proud that he got.
Yeah, he did good. He was a little hero.
He was hesitant until I said, "Buddy, if we don't get to that kitten,
they're gonna die.
That kitten's gonna die." And then that was it. He's like, "Okay, I got it. I'm under there now." And he did.
Yeah, he did. He did good.
And your son was in the house asleep.
Yeah.
Of all times, he'd gone to bed early.
He's a teenager and he likes to sleep a lot after he's stayed up all night playing video games.
Did he hear anything with the story of the kittens?
Yeah, I told him.
The tale of 2 kittens.
The tale of 2 kittens, yes. But yeah, I did tell him about all the drama. Which he was worried about the kittens too, because like he kept checking on them and stuff after we found them.
I didn't mean that like he didn't care. I was just saying like teenagers just sleep through the drama and then
yes,
realize
yes, they do.
So what? They were like, and now pause.
else you want to talk about?
Silence.
I went to a concert the other night.
Who did you see?
The Head and the Heart. They're a great band. Look them up if you hadn't heard of them. They were playing at the Coca-Cola Roxy in Atlanta.
Coca-Cola Roxy?
Coca-Cola.
Oh, Coca-Cola Roxy.
Yeah, it's like right there at the Battery.
Okay.
Where the Braves,
Yeah.
Truist Park, whatever you call it, where the Braves play. But yeah, went and saw them, and thought I was gonna see a fight for a moment.
Like
Because
you in the fight,
no, not me.
Okay.
Although I would have jumped in if I had to. I'm not a fighter.
You can take the Alabama. You can take the girl Alabama. Depend on.
No.
Just kidding.
You Georgia people fight worse than us Alabamans. But no, there was some really rude girls that, like, we got in there as soon as the doors opened, which was an hour before the concert started.
Was it general admission or?
Yeah, this
assigned
is just
seats?
general admission. So yeah, it was like standing room.
That's cool.
But anyway, we had been there for several hours, and then these young ladies, I'll call them young ladies and be nice, but these young ladies came up and cut in front of.
But were they
everybody.
ladies? Or were they girls?
Well, yeah, they were very young, probably like early college students, probably. But they kind of jumped in front of us and made a lot of us a bit mad. Plus, one of them had a drink, waving it in the air, and we thought she was going to dump it on the people in front of her.
Was it not water?
No, it was not water. Definitely not. Based on her behavior, I would say no. But anyways, several people had kind of tapped her on the shoulder already and said, "Hey, don't lift your drink up like that. You're going to spill it all over those people." But she wasn't listening, and even one of her friends tried to get her to keep her arm down with the drink, but she just kept doing it. And finally, this really tall guy, the last time she lifted it up, he reached over and just grabbed it out of her hand.
You're done.
Which the drink was gone by that point. She had finished it, but there was still ice left in the cup, and she was like shaking it.
Well, nobody wants to go home and smell like somebody else's drink if she spills it.
Exactly. And the straw had already flown out, back behind her while she was shaking it. So he reached over and grabbed it, and of course she was she was trying to hold on to it, but then another guy that was in front of us, he grabbed it too.
Wait, she was shaking the cup, or she was shaking
No, she was shaking the cup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought she was dancing. Like she was shaking it.
She was dancing too, but she was like shaking the cup. I don't know. She was trying to get the singer for not for the Head and the Heart, but the singer for the other opening band. She was trying to get the attention of the guy that was right in front of us. But anyways, which she did get his attention a lot because he kept smiling and posing for her pictures and stuff. But anyway, they took the cup away from her. She didn't like it too well, and then she left. But her other three friends that had like skipped ahead of us, they stayed there for a while, even with people giving them dirty looks and getting, tapping them on the shoulder saying, "Hey, y'all need to, get back there," because we were here first. But anyway, so if you ever go to a concert in the future, have some etiquette.
Right.
Just don't work your way up through the crowd to try to get in front of everybody. No. It's just rude. Or if you want to get in front of people, just politely ask if you can.
Yeah, don't just push your way.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
We went to a general admission concert like that. It was the Devin Townsend Project. It was a band that my husband Scott wanted to see, and we were like 2 rows back. Like I ended up getting a picture with the selfie from the bassist with the stage and everything. Cool. I was a little younger. I wasn't drinking water.
Well, I was actually drinking water the other night.
And so I felt a little braver. But I wasn't annoying. I don't think I was annoying. I was no more annoying than the people around me.
Yeah.
We were equally
there you go.
Annoying. And oddly enough, the lady that was in front of me, when he leaned out to take the selfie, she offered to step aside and said, "Do you want me to get a picture?"
Oh,
so nice. I mean, like it was, but then as soon as that, I backed back up and gave her her
area.
space.
Yeah,
You know?
that was nice.
And there was a guy behind me because at the time I had one of those debit card holders on my phone, and he stopped me in the middle of the concert. It was like, your debit card's about to fall out of your holder, and I look and it wasn't. It was just because it was kind of clear, but he was really worried that I was gonna drop my debt. Like, it was a super nice crowd.
Well,
Like,
that was nice. Yeah, but that the Head and Heart, that was probably one of the best well, I think it was the best concert I've ever been to. Mainly because one of the lead singers like came out into the audience and was walking around, and I actually got to kind of shake his hand or give him a high five or whatever. So that was cool. And then at the end they were giving out set lists, and he kind of tossed one up in the air, and everybody thought that I fell trying to get it, but no, I think my foot...
They're like, that's not water in her cup.
I think my foot kicked a can. I was just squatting down to pick it up because it fell. I know it kicked the can. No, the set list fell on the floor, and I squatted down to pick it up, but as I squatted down, I think my foot hit a can or something, and just the noise, like even my friend thought I was falling. She was like, oh my God. And then there was another lady on the floor. She was like laying on the floor. She was trying to grab it before I did. But then after I picked it up, she was like, oh my God, are you okay? I said, yes, I'm fine. What? So everybody, and then when I stood back up, the singer guy, he was over there, and he's like, oh my God, I didn't mean for that to happen. Are you okay? I said, yes, I'm fine. I said, thank you.
You're at a certain age where people are checking on you at the concert. Did she break her hip?
I know. I am at a certain age. It's kind of sad. But anyway, but not sad at the same time. I'm glad I'm still here.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that was a fun concert. I really enjoyed it.
At that one, the bassist did throw a pick at me, to me, and he made sure I got it because it did hit the floor. Yeah. And then when it hit the floor, a gentleman, like... it was between his feet. That was almost really bad. And he saw it hit, and he turned and stepped out of the way, and like he went to pick it up, and I hesitated, and he didn't know if he was going to pick it up and hand it to me.
Right.
Like, he wasn't trying to grab it, before I could or whatever. But then he realized I was close enough, and he just stepped out of the way and kept me from getting bumped over or whatever. I mean, and then that concert, Scott was really impressed because he's the deaf and talented guy. He's watched him before. Apparently, this is, I don't know. Apparently, he used to be, I don't know a lot about him. I literally went because Scott said, I want to go to this band. Nobody else is going. I'm not going to go by myself. And I was like, well, don't not go. I'll go with you. And we just got we got a hotel room close enough to the venue that we could walk. That way we didn't have to worry about driving, getting lost in Atlanta. It was out in Athens. And afterwards, they were starting to clean up or whatever. And dude just sat down on the stage and met anybody that wanted to. And he told, because they were, the venue was waiting to clean up because there were still customers or whatever. And he was like, guys, he's like, go ahead. And he's like, I'm going to stay until the last person leaves or until you make me leave. Yeah. He said, but I don't want to keep you guys extra. Y'all go ahead and clean up while I'm chatting with whoever. Because he didn't want them to have to wait on him to get through talking to everybody and then have to clean up and stay, Gotcha. So they were cleaning up the venue and everything and picking up. And he talked to Scott about some recording program and that kind of stuff. And
that's neat.
And then later on, I was, oddly enough, because I had posted that selfie on Instagram with that bass guy. And I didn't know Scott was looking for some kind of recording piece of equipment, and I didn't know what it was. And he had said it was something that dude used. Yeah. And I messaged the bassist, and he responded to me on Instagram and told me what. I mean, they're small enough that like, I don't know. Yeah. They got a following. They played like all over the world, but then they're not so big that they're like
that selling out arenas or whatever. Yeah. Yeah.
And they interact very much so with their fans. And well, I mean, and I like not in a weird like way, like.
I gotcha. Not in a groupie way.
Yeah, not in a groupie way.
Now, so what do you think is the best concert you've ever been to?
Probably that. I don't know. I mean, my favorite one was when where I met. Is he in my cooler? Yes. My cat just climbed into my cooler over here, and it's hilarious. My camera says it's about to die.
Oh,
I
fine.
got it. Hang on. Let me stop it and let me pause because it's going to stop recording. Be right back. Okay, we are back.
Yes.
The battery is still kind of dying, so I'm going to have to keep an eye on it. I will try to catch it before it dies, and if it does die, we just may have an awkward ending, but that's okay. What was the question you asked? My favorite concert.
Yes.
That's weird. My favorite concert was probably the one I got to meet Ellen. I don't know if I told you, Ellen. There's a cross stitcher on here at Flosstube, and she's maximum cross stitch. She stitches, and she's also a designer now, but she's also in the band Crash Test Dummies. Why can I not think of that? I couldn't think of the word. But
Cool.
so we got to go. She came down to Atlanta twice, and we got to see her, and I got to meet her.
Oh, that's awesome.
But as far as like crowd and that kind of stuff, I have to say that my favorite, like that kind of thing, was probably when I went to Scott to see Devin Hill on the project. I'm not a big concert person. I don't like crowds.
Right.
Like, I'm weird. I'm introverted and extroverted.
Weird. Well, you're weird, but
Like, I like to hang out with people, but in a small, controlled environment.
gotcha.
If I get out to thousands of people that I don't know, I'm
Well,
nervous.
the older I get, the more I'm hesitant about going in big crowds. But this concert I went to the other night, it was a smaller venue. It wasn't like Mercedes-Benz or anything like that.
That I went to see I wanted forever to see Garth Brooks, and went to Mercedes-Benz and saw him, and it was horrible. Oh my God, so horrible. Like, there were like 80,000. First of all, it was right after the Nevada thing. And so we went, and when we show up, we were going through Lori, Organic Granny, another Flosstuber, and I went to see them, went to see him, and like, as we walk up, there's like the National Guards there. We're like, what in the world? What do we not know? And then as we were in there, Jimmy Carter presented Trisha Yearwood a award. But when he walked out on stage, me, Lisa, and Lori all went, oh, and that's why all the security was here. Like, and then we had nosebleed seats, and the sound was horrible. And then leaving, they had like 80,000 people leaving through one bank of doors. It was like the Walking Dead, like a throng of zombies. It was
That would
just,
be rough.
I got slammed into on the freaking escalator because there wasn't room to get off the escalator, but they had the escalator still going. It was just, Lori grabbed my hand and said, don't let go, and I grabbed Lisa's, and some stranger grabbed Lisa, and we went to the corner and waited till the crowd dispersed. Lori was...
That sounds scary.
It was.
I wouldn't have liked that either.
What are you doing?
I have messed up.
I just noticed she's sitting there hold the needle, not moving. I'm like, what have you done? How have you messed up?
I don't know.
Okay,
I'm trying not to.
okay. What are we trying to do?
Oh, I was trying to do this T here, but I didn't go far enough over.
Oh, so you just got to take out that stitch.
Well, yeah. But
Okay.
I don't know what I...
So pull this off
Oh,
here.
pull that out. Okay.
And,
Okay.
well, it's kind of stuck.
Yeah, I don't know what I did.
Oh, it wrapped around the thingy here.
Oh.
It's not you, it's this fabric. That's what we always say when we mess up. It's never us, it's
It wasn't
the
me.
fabric. It wasn't me, it was that Shaggy song. See, you just wrapped around your,
Oh, okay.
when you went back up through your
Yeah.
fabric, you went through your stitch, which is fine. Just makes it hard to frog.
I'm still learning. Bear with me.
She's done really good. Done really well. Done really good. She did good.
You're such a Georgia peach.
So while I'm doing this, anything new going on?
Not really. I gotta go back to work tomorrow.
She's a nurse too.
Oh, yeah, I'm a nurse too. Oh, that's another thing that happened at the concert that I went to the other night. Somebody passed out in the audience, and my friend and I that were there were both nurses, and like the band actually stopped the show to get security to check on that person, and then somebody, like the crowd got quiet, but then somebody yelled out CPR, and my friend and I looked at each other like, oh crap, what should we go over there? But then by that time, the security people got there and stood the person up. They They had just passed out. They didn't need. I'm sorry. They didn't need CPR. They had just passed out.
I hope somebody standing by them didn't start CPR on the person that didn't need it.
I don't think so.
Okay. CPR.
Yes, that's what. Like,
Y'all go run over there. She's like, I'm good. I'm good.
Leave me alone. So yeah, that was another slightly exciting thing that happened then. But yeah, I don't know. There's nothing new going on that I can think of. I don't know. You got anything going on?
No, not really. Stitching, barely stitching.
I'm still alive, but I'm barely stitching.
And our battery's blinking again.
Oh, okay.
I do need to get apparently a second battery for my camera.
We can
Wrap it up for this now.
Yeah.
So hey, how about this? If y'all have any questions or topics that you want to ask us or want us to talk about, or true crime stories, just let us know down below. I always hate saying that. That feels so weird.
Let us know.
What's that? And if you like us,
like
and subscribe or whatever they always say.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really it for now. I don't know how often we're gonna do these videos. I guess it depends on how often we have stuff to talk about. Hey, honey, you are dusty. He's covered in dust. He is re-sheetrocking the ceiling in our garage, and he's to the part where he's having to sand, and he's covered in dust. Anyway, you don't care about that.
Handy fella.
But you said handsy.
Well, it's probably that too. I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't witness that part of your life.
On that note, we will go from now. Guys, take care. Happy stitching. And we'll see you next time.
Roll Tide.
Go dogs. We're going. When...
Okay.
Wow. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3. What are you doing? Goose, stop. Okay. At 20, can you see the numbers?
No.
Above your head right there?
Oh.
Okay. At 25.
Okay.